Today is a glorious day. If you have been buying the dip for the last couple weeks and the last couple months especially, well then you are going to go on a boop. Oh, it's going to be a nice upward motion. Congratulations to everyone out there that's been buying this insane volatility in the early 2026 stock market edition, right? If you're new here, welcome. If you enjoy my content, definitely drop a like and subscribe for more. Today is an afternoon video. I woke up this morning actually not feeling 100%. That slept kind of terrible last night. So did a lot of people. I don't know if it's because maybe a lot of people anticipated the market being very red. Although, last night, the market was very red at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Right now, it is 2:57 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Like I said, normally I do, before lunch, videos. But I wanted to see if this green day was actually going to hold. And it relatively is. So, what is going on right now in the market? And I kind of really want to talk about, pretty much my positions, where I see, pretty much my profile going along with the market. If this is just going to be a fake out as well. Like I said, if you enjoy my content, drop a like and subscribe for more. I keep things real around here. Going to try to keep this video under, let's say, 17 minutes today, okay? So, last night the market opened and it was extremely red. Oh, yes. My public channel profile on this YouTube channel was in the red. My private account was also deeply in the red too. And I was gonna be buying some stock this morning, and then boop, out of nowhere, the market just completely did a reversal. But like I said, if you've been buying this dip along with me in the last 3 months especially, I really started buying, very much the dip because we've been in a range now. Ever since really, late October last year, we've very much been in a range. Sure, the major indexes have hit all-time highs, but if you are in very much tech risk-on stocks like me, well, the risk-on market went very much away during the government shutdown last year, 4.5 months ago, ish. So ever since then, the small caps have really been rock and rolling. But this whole stuff in the Middle East is really disturbing the small caps. Hence, the Russell 2000 is very much rock and rolling, and was leading the market for the last couple of months. But President Trump basically issued a surprise statement because over the weekend he gave Iran 48 hours, otherwise the U.S. military was going to begin striking their energy grid. That would be a devastation of a crippling effect, and he gave them an ultimatum. 48 hours, reopen the Strait of, Hormuz, yeah, roast me down below, I just butchered that. Open the oil shipping lane, otherwise we're going to actually target more deeper areas and really mess the country up. Not trying to get too political, but I'm just regurgitating what the Trump administration has stated. They want to hit Iran's military leadership. They're not looking to decimate the overall country because essentially they want regime change. They don't want their country to, go into chaos and everything because that is just going to cause more problems. Hopefully it doesn't happen like that. But taking out their taking out their energy sector, that's the equivalent of if another country pretty much did tariffs on us, or if another country took our energy sector, very big problem. So this was a catalyst this morning, and the market did a babadoon, complete reversal. I was actually getting ready to buy some Hood shares on both my accounts because I own Robinhood on 2 accounts. And, well, that just kind of got obliterated. But once again, the last several months now, I have been buying this dip. Key pivotal point. So, before I really dive in to the stocks that I pretty much cover on this channel And I do talk a lot of other things besides just very much risk on assets, software, big tech, fintech stocks as well. But the primary focus for me is to, well, it's a beautiful wall of green right here. I definitely will say. Um, I am very much a growth investor. So, hence, right now, the juicy growth rates are very much in tech companies, let alone fintech companies as well. Even though SoFi, my bread and butter, has not been deemed really a fintech just yet by Wall Street, because Wall Street is not giving us a very high multiple, but we'll talk about that later on here. Okay, so oil is absolutely falling off a cliff. The VIX is also falling too. Oil today was actually near $100, and then obviously the news came out this morning and pretty much a full-blown crash in oil, which is bullish. That's good. Now, the volatility index, once again, it was above 30, okay? And this is where you got to be buying stocks. This is just primarily what I do. I have been buying stocks on this entire upward trend of the volatility index. Volatility index, as the VIX goes up, you need to be buying stocks because the market's going down. As long as you are in the right companies and right sector, you're going to do yourself very great things for the future. And it is scary. But you need to really train your brain like I have over the last several years to be buying the blood, buying the fear, buy the dip. Long-term investing, you pick up shares for the future. If you're trading an asset, well, you buy the dip, you sell the rip. It's a pretty simple terminology. And right now, since I'm making content, realistically, or rather, let me go ahead and say this. Okay. I talk about this a lot, and I will continue to talk about this a lot as well, too, because it is very key and very important. Last year during Liberation Day, I went all in on the stock market, depleted all my cash. Why? It's because it was very cash heavy. Why? It's because during the summer of 2024, I was buying stock when nobody was buying stock. Everywhere I went to, every bar, every social event, hey, are you buying stocks? No, we got to wait till the election. Oh, really? I was loading the boat. I started buying SoFi back in February of 2024. Oh, yes. Why? It's because nobody wanted it. During the election, I started selling stock. November, all-time highs, Trump presidency. December, all-time highs. By January, I pretty much was out of all my trade positions. I bought Tesla. I think my average on Tesla was in the mid 200s. Yeah, sold completely out of Tesla. Made a nice, it's a lot of bling bling, but that's what you do. What was everyone doing after the election? They were FOMOing on into the market. I was leaving the market, and I had an abundance of cash. Liberation Day, bought the dip. My birthday, June 25th, last year, I actually started selling stock. And I was on a golf course, couple friends, and a couple friends that I was golfing with, they don't own stock, but they knew the stock market was exploding. And I said, hold on, I got to, start selling some of my stock. And they looked at me like I was a crazy person. It's okay to be crazy. It's not okay to be insane in the membrane. Being insane is when you gamble in the market. Being crazy is when you buy stock when nobody wants to buy stock, and you sell stock when everyone is FOMOing on in. Okay? Stocks are going to all new time highs. You cash out some chips. So last summer, I was out of all of my trade positions really middle of July. Should have held on probably until maybe like middle of August. September-ish, but hey, you're never going to buy the bottom. You're never going to sell the top. Key pivotal point. Now, I had an abundance of cash last year, and what do you think I started doing when the government was shut down? If you've been following this YouTube channel for the last 5-6 months now, I was buying the dip, and then I bought more stock. Then I stopped buying stock when we were at all-time highs, and then the market's going down, and I started buying more. So, What do I think about this news? Good or bad? Well, for the next couple days, it's going to be good. And then reality is going to set in because President Trump has given a ceasefire essentially, and it's very mixed. The Iran war conflict, whatever you want to call it, it's still ongoing. They're not targeting deep into the infrastructure, basically the country, but by Donald Trump saying that they are in talk, it's giving a lot of optimism. Now, this is for 5 days. We're probably going to rally to the close of tonight, and then we're probably going to rally overnight. We're probably going to rally tomorrow, and then maybe Wednesday, day number 3, we're going to get some hibbity-jibbities. Probably from a lot of day traders, a lot of quick sellers. And then Thursday is going to be interesting. Friday, it expires. If we don't get an update before Friday, we could potentially close in the red. And so basically pretty much what could that like look like on the chart? Well, it could very well look something like this. We could trend a little bit higher, and then maybe something bad happens. Maybe we don't get a good deal, and then we push back down. Okay. During Liberation Day last year, if this is Liberation Day 2.0, we had many periods where it was like that. Oh, wow, we're talking to China. Boom! All the way up. Oh, wait a second. Yeah, the talks for China are off. Go down, go down, go down, go down. What I was doing last year for Liberation Day is any big volatile swoop to the upside, I basically didn't buy any more stock. And then when we started to trend back down, okay, I started buying again. It's going to get to a point where we're going to eventually bottom. We're probably going to make either a double or maybe even a triple. We made one solid bottom during Liberation Day, but understand that no same V-shaped recovery is ever the same. You can go back to Rona when I got into the market in April of 2000, actually the end of March 2020. Go all the way back to Rona. No V-shaped recovery is ever the same. Okay. Obviously, we don't have to hit the bare bottom to basically form a double bottom. Essentially, this right here could be looked at as a double bottom per se. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just really has to somewhat align. But it can tell you if we're kind of really on like an upward path here. So we could trail back down once again on SPY, on Qs. The IWM is getting a nice bounce off the 200-day. As for these stocks right here, we're not seeing a gigantic move higher just yet. Why is that? Well, stocks like SoFi, AMD, Adobe, Hood, Palantir has some news around it. So this is really like a little bit different here. Meta is not really getting a gigantic necessarily like push. PayPal is really in its own world, but we're not seeing like a gigantic push higher. Why is that? Well, it's because this stuff is still going on. It's only the first phase, but it could signal something really good coming in the next couple weeks. So maybe this could very well be the foundation. Maybe this could really just be a fake out, like I said. You really got to see. But at the end of the day, do you have a game plan? I do. And my game plan is very simple. If you've been following me, you know my game plan. Days like these should make you want to go and play golf, okay? You shouldn't want to pay attention too much to the green days. Glance at your stocks. Yeah, we're green. Yeah, we're green. Cool. But I mean, overall, oh yes. And why aren't stocks like SoFi, AMD, Hood, Adobe, Palantir, Meta seeing a big push higher? It's because the risk-on assets and the market is not in the risk-on mindset just yet. We could very well see a recovery on SPY, and you could have my stocks along with your guys' stocks too, because obviously if you watch this channel, you probably are a SoFi bull. Same thing with AMD, Adobe, and Hood, Palantir, Meta as well. Meta's got some issues. but very much fintech, SaaS, semi bull like me. So until we really get this market risk on again, you're not going to see the big juicy recoveries, okay? Like we did with Liberation Day. Liberation Day, oh, it's all over. Boom. Wait a second. Okay, maybe it's not all over. The market really wants to see what is going to be happening with the labor market now that we're not getting rate cuts. And the next data that we're pretty much getting is going to be April 3rd. April 3rd, I believe, is unemployment data that's going to be coming out. Let me just go ahead and double check so I don't say anything inaccurate. Try not to. Oh boy. Oh boy, something happened here. Oh boy. Nope. What's going on here? Oh boy. Now, how the hell is this possible? Hold on one second. For some reason, I don't have internet connection. I think my browser just kind of pooped the bed. What the? Yeah, this is not. Yeah, it's. Ugh. Okay. Yep, it just kind of pooped the bed. Hold on, reloading my browser. As I reload my browser, so what do I really see happening for my stocks per se? Like I said, SoFi. Well, SoFi right now is just really in a consolidation phase. We're probably not going to see anything very much on SoFi, AMD, Adobe. Hood is going to follow Bitcoin till the very end, so don't really expect anything on Hood. Hood was below $70 today. Oh man, I would have loved to buy some shares at. It was at like 69 bucks, but I missed it. But we could be in the 60s potentially for Hood, depending what they do next earnings. Palantir is getting a lot of news, so they're in a separate category. But it's really going to be earnings once again that, in my opinion, is really going to kind of dictate, hey, if this market is gonna kind of really go higher. And I said this several months ago, ironically, that I do believe that earnings is gonna really get us out of this hole, but I was honestly really expecting January, February earnings. Now we're looking at April, May's earnings, right? So, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up today's video here. Tomorrow is going to be an interesting day to really see what happens, but otherwise I didn't buy any stock today. Tomorrow, if we get like a complete sell-off of a reversal, well then I'll be nibbling on in. As always, if you enjoyed today's episode, smash the like button, and I'll see you all tomorrow with a brand new video. Later, everyone, and water cheers.